Okay, my YouTube friends, here we are for the part 2 of the video comparing the merits of the flipping action of the RJ with those. I took a couple of my knives to compare them to, all flippers of course, and we're gonna see if, in my opinion, those knives deserve all their best reputation. You have to understand that those knives, they came first, I think it was for Blade 2007, and they get, you know, the award of the best knife in 2007. 2007 to 2014, the world of knife have changed. But when I say that it has changed, it's a different world, actually. I mean, more evolution in those last 2 years. That would be probably my first point of discussion. Probably more evolution in those 2 or 3 years than in all my years of collecting before. I was a small collector like that of knives, and but I've seen so many things changing in those last 3 years. And for those of you who collect knives, I'm sure that you will relate on that observation. So when they came out, of course, I mean, when you had a knife like that with this kind of bearings, this kind of detent, of course, I would have hands down, and I had actually probably, but just by looking at the reviews, since I didn't have the chance to hold one of these knives in hand, I could have easily said and understand that those knives were the best flipper in the world. But now, we have a lot of things to judge, and a lot of knives and a lot of makers achieved absolutely awesome, great, awesome. My first awesome of the O2 videos. Great flipping action. Just take this knife. This knife is a mid-tech. It's a factory knife. I mean, it has one of the strongest detent on earth. Literally, you won't break that detent. And yet, hear that sound. Boom! Sorry about that. That is a sound. I mean, you feel like almost like if it wants to the blade wants to go out of this handle. So it doesn't have the sound, the specific sound of the Q36, this one that I discussed about. So this is something that is kind of particular, but we hear something resembling with the snafu, for example. If you take the snafu here, try to hear that sound. Oh my God. I mean, I would say that this sound is even more aggressive, even more, explosive than the RJ. Try to hear that. Boom! Hear this one? Yeah, it's more metallic, but this one is definitely more aggressive. And the detent is, again, one of the strongest detent on earth, and yet the flipping action you won't miss, and you don't feel the detent breaking on the other side, and the suction is just perfect. So that is an excellent flipper. I mean, if I had to compare the Q36 and this one, I would have a hard time now in 2014 if I had, say, the RJ Martin make a knife. I mean, RJ makes this knife. You have never heard of RJ Martin. He comes as a new maker, okay? He makes this knife. And we have all those knives to compare it to, and others, actually, okay? So if I had to get this knife in hand for the first time, which it is for me, so I'm not biased, it is my first time. I mean, I haven't lived with an RJ Martin in hand for years and years and years. If I take that as for the first time, I would say, whoa, what a great noise. Man, ooh, I don't feel the detent breaking. Ooh, very positive detent. Excellent flipper overall. You don't miss it. What I don't like, the flipper tab, I've discussed about that and everything, but okay. As a flipper, it's a great flipper. It's a perfect flipper, no doubt about it. Take this one. Even better. I mean, I like better, when it's smoother. You don't have the nice sound that you have with the other, but this one is probably smoother than the other. Overall action, just excellent. So I would say, after a couple of minutes reviewing those knives, that those are just excellent. But then again, I would have, say, this ZT from the production that I just received. And when I flip this one, oh my freaking God. This is a flipping action from out of space. I mean, how can I, in good judgment and in good faith, say that the RJ would be better than that? I couldn't. And no one of you could. If you do that, it's because you're biased, definitely biased, and you have the memory inside of you, and that is something that I can understand. You have the memory of the excellency and of the uniqueness, I would say, of the flipping action when the RJ just arrived in the market. But this 0454 from ZT that just arrived, he is comparable by, I mean, all standards, it's comparable to this one. The Bodega, for example, it used to be also one of the best flipper owners. You know what? I think that RJ keeps its excellency more probably than the Bodega, because of course you have one of the best detent that you can find. I mean, you won't break the detent and this knife won't open by accident, but you feel positively the detent breaking when it's on this side. But look at that. When I disengage the blade, you see? Oh, now he wants to make me, you know, when you disengage the blade, you see what look at that. You see? Hear that noise. This is the ball detent that you hear, and most of the time you need to break the detent here. Again, you see? You need to break the detent, and this is not something that I like. Sometimes you see it doesn't go through the detent, and you have to break it in a way to disengage it. Of course, when you get the habit, you just put it like that, and it will be fine. Don't mock me, my friend. I can easily disengage the blade the way I want. But the fact is that if you just put it like that, you feel the detent breaking, and in a way, this is not something that you have with the RJ. You don't feel the detent breaking here. You see that is very smooth. But of course, again, you have, I'd say, take this one, for example, the ZT. This is not a good example. This is smooth as butter. You don't feel, of course, the detent breaking, but it's nice, you know, but you see, if you push it hard enough, the detent will fail, so this won't be as good as the other. But take this knife, a regular one. I mean, it's nothing really crazy. Matt Cucciara, Dorado. You won't break this detent, that is for sure. The flipping action is something very smooth, very delicate noise. Doesn't have the authority of the RJ, but the smoothness like you can't even imagine, and a great detent. So what do we have again here? We have a lot of things to compare actually, but what I would say is that today, if you do an unbiased review, and if you take the RJs compared, again, unbiased comparison with other flippers, it is impossible. You know me, my friend, you know that I'm a honest guy and also that I love flippers. I couldn't, again, in good faith, saying that those are the best flipper owners. I mean, it would be a twist of my mind, of my thought, of my thinking, to say that, and it wouldn't be honest. It would be to go with the trend to say that RJs are the best. No, you need to reconsider what you think in life, and you need to compare that again with, I mean, to compare the knives and everything that you want to compare in life with their own merits, but not with the fame or with the trend or everything. So, but again, there is a memory, and for you that had the chance to hold an RJ, I understand that these flippers for you still are the best. For me, I had plenty of them before those, so I wouldn't do that. But don't get me wrong, those are among the best flipper owners. I would say in my probably top 10 of the best flippers, so I absolutely adore those knives, literally do. I wouldn't go probably as far as to spend a lot of money on getting one. I don't know. I think that there are other things that I would like better, and with some features that are not bothering me, like the flipper tab, like I said, like this bandit clip here. So yes, I don't know if I had too many knives these days, my friend. So if I had to choose, probably I wouldn't go for an RJ. But again, my conclusion is that those are excellent knives, and I reviewed them, so I won't go on that point. But if I had to choose, say, between an RJ and a snafu, as strange as it may sound, this gives me a thrill. When I flip this knife, when I flip the snafu, it just gives me a thrill. I just love this knife. And this one, I love them too, but not that much. So that would be it, my friend. I hope that it had been, at the very least, a little bit informative on my opinion, actually. And hopefully you won't hold me any grudge for those of you who are really amateurs of the RG, and starting by you, brother Apostolos. Again, I love them, but as a newbie in RG, I would say that, yeah, they're excellent, but not the best, of course. Okay, my friend, I'll catch you very soon for another video. It has been a pleasure. And again, before concluding, I want to thank Mr. Apostolos for giving me the opportunity to make this, not only this review for YouTube, but this appreciation. And after all those years, to have at the end the possibility to judge them. Of course, my judgment wouldn't have been the same if I had those knives, like say 3 years ago. I would have been more adamant about them and probably say that those are the best of the best of the best. But 3-4 years later, you know, things evolve and things change, and I need actually to be to be accurate about my actual thoughts. So I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you, Apostolos. Man, for those of you guys who don't follow Instagram, it's the best platform on earth, better than any forums, and you want to check it because you find there a very great feed and everything about knife that you would like, and on a daily basis. So I'll catch you very soon for another video. Bye bye, my friends.